All right. Hello, my fellow butt buddies. And now that 90% of you have clicked off this video, you, the 1% viewer, the one remaining viewer, who loves listening to my boring, droll, monotonous voice, and soon will be driven to insanity as this continues. Welcome to my art progress channel. Watch me become great. That's my nice little clickbait title of my video. Well, it's not really clickbait. Well, to preface before I say anything further, you can expect this channel to have lots of random rambling, talking, but the whole point is I will be drawing, I will be sharing my daily or 5 to 6 days a week practice, 1 hour each day roughly, of my drawing practice. And the point of this channel primarily is to serve as a repository. And this picture that you see in front of you, I'm just going to be going through a bunch of pictures, drawings that I've done over the course of the years. This was 2013. I haven't dated these, but this was 2013 March? No, 2013, 2014, something like that. I was in grade 11. 2014 May, some shit like that. Randomly, after a decade of not drawing, my friend and I decided to have a nice little competition. I hope the audio is good because I have this relatively cheap lavalier mic. I didn't know lavalier was a word until I bought this mic. Lavalier mic that is supposed to help me sound professional and make me sound deep, very deep. But okay, I'm already getting off track. But the point is, the point of this channel is to share my art progress, and to give a realistic, linear, essentially, progression of the next 30 to 40 years of my art journey. I'm already 2 years in. I started November 1st, 2022. It is December 1st, 2024. So I'm 2 years and a month in. And the main thing that I want to focus on is showcasing what happens when an individual actually listens to the advice of art professionals. You're not going to see, well, you'll see a bit of what I mean, but basically, art professionals, what do they all spam? They all spam, do the fundamentals. I'm doing exaggerated hand motions to let you know that I can actually emote and not sound like a robot. But professionals talk about the fundamentals, which is what? Perspective, form, right? And then everything builds off of that. I need to make sure that I shill for Artwad, the program Artwad, ARTWOD. Please sign up for them. I must shill for them because a lot of the practice I will be showing will be derived from the homework that they give. And although, of course, I'm not teaching and it's not their course material, right? I don't even know if this is copyright infringement, to be honest. Antonio, please don't bomb the shit out of this channel. I really want it to take off. I need money. The main purpose of this channel, apart from, of course, the wonderful teaching, sharing, and inspiring of art that I will be giving unto all of you, is money. I don't know how many of you have seen the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, but that scene where the news reporter is like, "Hi, like, and he's talking to Mr. Krabs, and he's like, "Hi, Mr. Krabs, please introduce yourself." And he's like, "I'm Mr. Krabs. I like money." And he's like, "Why did you open a second Krusty Krab right next to the first one?" Money. That is my wonderful impression of Mr. Krabs. And yes, I will shill not just for Artwad, but for anybody that gives me any sort of sponsorship, right? If Pentel says, please come over our brush pens, I will fucking lather this in my jizz and I will paint all over and tell you how it's the best damn brush pen you'll ever use. But if I have a tech, I have this right here, Strathmore, right? If Strathmore told me that, hey, talk about how brush pens actually don't work well on our sketchbook. Not only will I talk about how brush pens are the shittiest medium of all time, I will actively shit on Pentel to make sure Strathmore gives me more money. So I want you to know that you can trust my word 100% when it comes to a non-biased review and essentially promotion of wonderful products that do serve a purpose in this day and age for artists. But okay, I don't really have a structure. The biggest this is going to be a rambling channel, and also my videos will be very long because obviously I practice for an hour, and right now I just want to get this channel started. I've been spamming a lot of Ali Abdal videos, and he says, just do it, mate, just do it, in it, just do it, mate. So I'm like, all right, bro, I'll do it, in it, bet. So I do my first video, right, when I am the greatest of all time. Many of you will look back on this video thinking, wow, he truly was a retard, and I'll respond with, no, you. And that's all I have to say to that. Clearly, my public speaking, or my speaking in general, needs work. That's another reason I'm starting this channel, is just to get better at speaking. Don't expect me to be a professional by any means. I'm not going to be any less or more literate than I am, which is already on the lower end, but I will essentially attempt to entertain myself, and by proxy, entertain you. I'm assuming at this point everybody has clicked off, so I have zero retention, so now I can just talk to myself and pretend like there's an audience that really cares what I have to say. But to reiterate, the primary purposes of this channel is to showcase my art progress, right? When somebody spams the fundamentals, a la the art wide teachings. I did Drawbox for the first 8 months, November to April-ish, November 22 to April 2023-ish. I found out about art wide. I'm like, this basically applies, teaches and applies everything Drawbox does. But in my opinion, and I have to preface with in my opinion. So if anybody ever comes at me and is like, actually, your opinion is wrong, I'd be like, it's just an opinion, mate. We're just vibing here. This is just vibes. I think everybody loves that word now, right? Vibes. If I spam it enough, maybe the algorithm will pick up on it and promote me to a bunch of brain dead idiots. But I do want to target the brain rot target audience. You know, if I can change their ways and they can actually pay attention and focus on a video like this, I genuinely think I'll be doing service to all of humanity. For those who have the attention span of a goldfish, no longer past 3 to 4 seconds, maybe 5, if I'm going to be polite and respectful, which I'm neither of. But if I were to, I would say I think I can do it. But I haven't even gotten to showcasing my art, of course. But I hope that this decent drawing of Goku is keeping you entertained enough. Why don't I do a little bit of this to spike up the retention a bit? No, you like that shit, don't you? You fucking slut. But oh god, it's fucking fading. Fuck me. Yeah, so I want to showcase realistic art progress when somebody autistically focuses on the fundamentals, and obviously there's that whole rhetoric that don't just focus on the fundamentals. Thankfully, I just recently started to pick up Artwad, shill, their program. They have a sketchbooking course, and that is essentially to break out of just doing the fundamentals and to let loose and enjoy sketchbooking, right? I have something like that here. I just started. This is like, the first task is fill a page. So this is from imagination. This is when I was just practicing to making sure the video was good in terms of quality, right? This doesn't mean anything. None of this means anything, but it was very liberating because I'm someone who's very by the books and the rules, which is why I've been able to get to this level in 2 years from imagination. But at the same time, obviously, there's a lot to learn. I don't know what the fuck I was doing here. I don't know what the fuck I was doing anywhere, but it looks believable, which I guess matters. But yeah, I'm sure you'll find hundreds of better artists than me. But the goal for me is to become one of the best. I want people to be talking about me in 40, 50 years. I like to think very long term, right? The wisest men, the greatest men think in decades. I saw that on a book once, had 0 sales, but it really resonated with me. So I'm going to stick to that and think in decades. Hopefully by 90, I can draw at least 3-4 lines that look decent. But yes, I want to show realistic art progress of an artist who focuses on fundamentals and things like form manipulation, contour manipulation, organic manipulation, applying that from reference, applying that from imagination, lots of figure stuff, right? I have, might as well just rip this off, but I have a bunch of these, right? This is basically a lot like what they teach: perspective, clusters, figure, bending boxes and cylinders, organic, hard surface, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? This is my own reference practice, line practice. It's gonna be something like this, but it's gonna be much more structured because I actually figured out a structure for this YouTube channel. So it's gonna be much more structured than that, or it's gonna be much more clear than that in terms of the videos. But hopefully, it will serve to showcase what happens when somebody who's basically an idiot but is relatively conscientious enough and self-aware enough to be aware of their flaws and what they need to work on, right? That's what learning's all about, from what I understand. So you will witness the progress of someone who essentially just really practices what professional preaches, right? I listen to the brains of people smarter than me, and I'm just going to do my best showcasing what happens when you really just focus on the fundamentals, when you really just dedicate an hour a day, roughly 5 days a week. I started off doing literally every day for an hour to 2 hours in the first year, and even last year, 2023, all of it, I was doing roughly 5 to 6 days, an hour a week. I hope the camera's picking this up well, because I have a pretty decent lighting setup, but the tripod, whatever, and hopefully my phone doesn't die in the middle of this. That would be depressing. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Fuck. But TLDR, watch me become great, one video at a time, over the course of hundreds of videos, over the course of multiple years, if not decades. I do have a pretty strong belief this channel will take off, because from what I've seen, there's literally no art progress channel that is about to do what I'm about to do. And they always say, right, be the first or be the best, and I will be both. Hoi, hoi, hoi. Hoi, 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 hoi. That's a Psyche K reference for those of you who are weebs, just like moi. Exhibit A, and I'm about to be like Exhibit B, C, A, and so on. It's fucking mostly all anime. Oh, and another thing okay, let me fucking finish my train of thought. Showcase art progress make money, leech off the audience, right? Promote anything and everything, become financially free, shill to the core, become an absolute sellout as long as I make money and I can draw whatever I want to draw. Unless the big advertiser says you have to draw a bunch of dicks, I will draw the largest, most veiny dicks possible, and I will promote that to the audience as well, YouTube kids specifically. But apart and on top of that, oh, I want to get better at speaking. Yes, I want to improve my baritone, my lexicon, my lemma, my vocabulary. I want to articulate better, right? My semantic context. Yes, quite. No idea what the fuck I'm saying. Although I did take first year psych, so I'm sure some of these words made sense. And what else can I say? I'm 27 years old. I started at 25, so no, it is not too late, right? Anybody can get good at anything at any age, right? Genuinely, I believe so. It is going to be more quote unquote difficult, but if you listen to enough Huberman podcasts like I do, and you just take everything he says at face value, you too can become a very good learner. So that's what I've been doing, right? Utilize the spacing effect. Spend most of your time not actually practicing the skill. That's what I learned, right? I usually spend my time staring at a wall and jerking off, and I've noticed that that's how where most of my progress came from. I see the intricacies of my jism, and I relate that to the boxes and cylinders, which in turn becomes a manipulated form. Honestly, I don't know why people like Peter Han, Kim Jong Il, Karl Kapinski, all these people look up to Antonio Artwad. Why they all talk about doing the work? It's not about doing the work. It's about doing the jerk and then putting it to work. It's very simple. I don't know, man. I guess I'll just have to be better than them and teach you all how to do it right. And that's the third. To add on to the third thing, the whole getting better at speaking. The main purpose of that is to teach myself because I've read a lot and heard a lot, and I've looked no further into just baseline reading and hearing, just like initial impressions. That teaching yourself something and teaching others something actually helps you learn better too. For example, if I were to say this is how you draw an ellipse, but I really had to explain how to draw an ellipse and to think about the concept, it is reinforcing what I am learning as well. So I'm going to do my best to, when I speak, apart from all the bullshit I've been speaking for the past little bit, when I start doing my drawing videos that will come up, or like the practices that you will see as organized as they are, they I will attempt to do my best at teaching myself or teaching you, the audience, the one person that, if there is still one person, actually no, there's nobody left. I've deluded myself to thinking that this won't be famous. So uh, yes, I will teach myself to get better as well. At the very least, like at the end of the day, I really don't give a shit if this gets big or not. Although I'm really hoping to God that it does. That's a huge cope. I genuinely want to blow up. But as I was saying, even if this doesn't get big, at the very least, it'll be a nice little repository for myself, right? To see how good at art I got, because it's just about loving yourself, and you shouldn't care what other people think, and whatever that bullshit means. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, yes, to reiterate, welcome to my art channel. Welcome to my art progress channel. Watch me become great. The drawings I'm about to show you indicate none of that greatness. If anything, only the last one really, and the last one I show will probably be the thumbnail. That's how I'm gonna debate 90% of you into thinking that I actually have anything worthwhile to say. But yeah, the drawings currently won't really indicate any of that, and probably for a very long time, my practices won't indicate much of that either. Right? This is something like the skill I see versus the skill beginners see. Maybe they'll feel differently, but at the end of the day, I think the sketchbooking course is really what's going to elevate my skill in terms of just letting go and practicing. And obviously, I think also organic observation, the class on Artwad, Artwad, Antonio Artwad, Antonio Stapper, to the God himself, right? Join their Discord, please suck their dick. Please, for the love of God, join them just so I don't get banned. Because I don't know how this shit works, right? Like, I'm practicing what their stuff. I mean, me and Andy draws, me and I draws. He's shown the stuff that he's practiced from their courses, and he's linked them, and they seem to like him. So I actually applied to be because I work in design. I actually applied to be a UI designer for them. They did not respond to my email. I think they hired someone with much more seniority. The market is absolute shit. So that was sad because I thought my experience was really good. I have very, very good experience. And my projects I showcased were actually very impressive. And that is not my self-inflated worth. That is an objective fact based on reality and my opinion. So please do not judge before making any sort of comment. So, but yeah, they can. Apart from that, I think they remember me. I try to be active in the community, and I tell people how much better than I am than they are. So, I'd like to think I made a good impression. So hopefully these videos won't get banned. And without further ado, I think I've rambled on for quite some time, but I believe the purpose of this channel is clear, right? Watch me become an absolute god at art over the course of decades. Yes, this is a delayed gratification channel. That is the most important thing to note. This is not your instant TikTok fucking brain rot. I'm gonna nut and suddenly get 10 million views type channel. This is I'm gonna nut and slowly the semen will leak all over the page, and over the course of years it will crust, and out of it will and come out. Yes, that is the word I was looking for. That is the appropriate word. Come out. I wanted to think of something much more intellectual, but TBH, I am retarded. So, pee pee poo poo. And on that note, here is the first drawing. I drew this in 2013. 2020, no, fuck man, I'm old. 2013, I drew this in 2013. May, grade 11, we 16-year-old. I was always a kid who enjoyed drawing, but this isn't one of the stories where I was actually a kid who enjoyed drawing in the sense that I drew a lot. Because everybody hears that, right? Everybody talks about, and you hear this a lot through professional artists, and it was motivating for me as well, in the sense that, obviously not with my current mindset, but back then, where when you're trying to learn, and I tried learning a couple times back in 2020 as well, and I just ended up smoking weed 24/7, a complete waste of my fucking time during COVID. So not a great use of time whatsoever. Some people lost a lot of weight, some people got jacked, some people made millions. I just jerked off into a toilet and yeah, and smoked a lot of weed. No regrets, except I wish I wasn't alive during that period. But apart from that, yeah, a lot of back. The thing what I'm trying to say is a lot of professional artists always have a story of, oh, I drew so much as a kid and it just kept continuing and I had support. Or some of them say I drew a lot as a kid but I had enough support but I grinded, blah blah. I am neither of those cases. And what really inspires me, especially with Artwad, is that Antonio wasn't that case as well. He also started at the age of, I believe, 26, and I started at 25, right? So we all started in our mid 20s, an age that is quote unquote believed to be very too late. There's like fucking retarded ass 18-year-olds on Reddit being like, is it too late for me? I'm 12 years old. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. I get it, your brain isn't developed and you have Alzheimer's, but come on. Come on. You have so much time ahead of you. Why don't you youngins understand? But yeah, like a lot of artists who started young and drew young and got better over their youth and into their adulthood, I am not one of them. I am an adult who decided to take practicing seriously. I think that's actually one of the advantages that I have, is the fact that I consistently practice for an hour, roughly 5 days a week, and it's with intent. And I only practice the fundamentals. I only practice due to the beautiful program that is Artwad. I only practice the fundamentals that they teach. I don't think they're the end all be all, but I think they're essentially as close to the end all be all as they can get, especially with the way they've been continuing to improve their program, right? I haven't tried the beginner the roadmap courses yet. I really like their original beginners course, right? The because again, I talked and I mentioned this in the Discord, and Antonio may have blocked me because it was a criticism against this program. Not really a criticism. I basically just said the original beginners course with all the shape manipulation stuff that he talks about in the Proco video, which I'll also link. I'll link all this shit in the description. You know, I'll try to be as thorough as I can when it comes to giving you guys resources, anything that I mention as well. So basically in that, like, that had all the manipulation, everything talked about, and it was had a really difficult exercises that I think progressed very well and had a lot of mileage. He basically said at the end, I draw 20-30 these. I'm one of those people, because I told you I'm an autiste, is that I did hundreds upon thousands of those. Especially I was like obsessively doing the perspective cluster for boxes and cylinders. I did hundreds, thousands of those easily. That's another thing you need to note. Beginner artists and intermediate artists who feel as if they have beginner level fundamentals, you need to put the mileage in, and you need to think intentionally, and you need to put yourself in a lot of discomfort, right? Like, if you want to be able to see perspective, you have to rack your damn brain to see the perspective, and it's gonna be shit for so long, but it's gonna get slowly better. And in my case, after 2 years, it's very intuitive. But I'll tell you this: I spent 6 months essentially visualizing. I don't want to fuck this up. This is an original print, as one might say. This will be famous one day. But literally, what I can say is, like, I would visualize the plane, and then I'd put the ellipse in it, and I have to visualize that, and I would just keep ghosting, practicing that. And I did that for 6 months straight before I was able to just draw an ellipse in any perspective for any plane whatsoever, right? And that's not 6 months where I just did the same shit over and over. That's 6 months where I genuinely put a lot of cognitive effort. Cognitive effort is the key word. If you're not putting in cognitive effort towards learning art, or any skill really, but especially art, you are not going to get better. You don't have to listen to me, right? My progress may not mean much to you. Maybe my progress won't be reflective of the words that I'm saying, but at the end of the day, I am prefacing that I'm a dumbass. So at the end of the day, I'm making progress. My cognitive effort is the primary determinant of the progress that I'm making, and that is my belief. But I do think that, especially if you're starting later on, it's important to genuinely think to get better at art. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about anymore, but yeah, I'm not one of those people who started early in life. Artwad is great. The beginner program course is great. I like the original because of the mileage. Anyways, I drew this back in May 2013. Can I just get this fucking shit over with, bro? I've already started rambling. Actually, no, public speaking or personal speaking. Technically, this is my own private YouTube video that will be sent to millions because everybody's gonna watch this. Um, yes, this was really fun to do. I remember this took like an hour or 15 minutes ish. You can see now the proportions are off. I was hatching, lines are very unconfident, right? This is, oh, also I draw with pen only. Really important to know. I only draw with pen. Ever since I started learning, I only ever practice with pen. This is gonna start batshit insane and scary to a lot of beginners and maybe even intermediates, right? And maybe ignorant to people who are more advanced. They're like, oh, he doesn't use other mediums. I understand that. The sole purpose of this is to build my confidence and forethought and intent when drawing. Peter Hahn stresses this. Irshad Karim, i.e., uncomfortable, right? The man who created uncomfortable, fucking uncomfortable, man who created Drawbox, uncomfortable. Irshad Karim, Irshad Karim, because I am brown. He stresses this as well, right? Gives you confidence. Originally, I started with fine liners and I was drawing from the shoulder. After watching a shit ton of Kim Jong-il videos, I noticed he draws like this. He uses his fingers and slightly wrist, but it's literally all on the fingers, and he has like a very relaxed stance halfway through. Another thing that I'm a year into using it like that now, and my lines are still pretty fucking ass, as you're gonna see. Like, still very shaky. His aren't perfect either, which goes to show brush pen is very difficult. But brush pen's also basically, if I was gonna do pen only to build confidence, I thought might as well just do the fucking hardest version of the pen, which is the brush pen, right? So I made things insanely difficult from the very beginning, and I think it's honestly reaped its rewards because I'm able to draw much better, much clearer, much more confidently. I think even when you saw the sketchbook example, right? My lines are just much better. And it's all because of this thing. So I would highly suggest beginners to get over their bullshit fear. I know it's not bullshit because I spent 2 months being very scared to put down any mark with a pen. Not even this pen, just a normal fine liner, right? And that was just drawing boxes, nothing else, just drawing boxes, right? And that was drawing the boxes too, the larger ones too, not the small ones or anything, the larger ones, drawing from the shoulder and the pivot and all that stuff. So is this video still recording? I really hope it's still recording. I don't want to fuck with anything. Is it? Please tell me it is. Please tell me it is. Okay, it is, I believe. Okay, cool. Back from that intermission. But yeah, draw with pen. Please put your fear aside. You will get better. It is all about consistency, effort, and just patience. If I'm someone telling you watch me become great in 40 years, that should give you an idea of how patient I plan to be. So you don't have to be like me. I'm just some random fucker on the internet who's spewing bullshit. This will probably get 1 view max, and it's probably gonna be myself. Hopefully my mom loves me. I'd like to think. She did tell me to fuck off yesterday multiple times, but apart from that, I think she does love me, or at least tolerate me. So hopefully she could be my one viewer. Probably won't even subscribe, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, lines were unclear, blah blah blah. But it was obviously a sick reference, right? And oh, another thing, I did not draw from reference whatsoever. I don't know if I mentioned this, but every example you're about to see are just the instances in which I drew from reference. And I will let you know when I actually started practicing art seriously, and you'll see the increases in skill there. But I want to stress that I only practice fundamentals primarily like 85 to 90% of the time, and I very rarely drew from reference. But you will see purely on the basis of mileage, practicing proportion with fundamentals more and more, and obviously pushing myself outside my comfort zone and creating more complex designs with those fundamentals, mainly the clusters, that it naturally just picks up into an ability to transfer onto drawing from reference, right? I was just able to confidently draw whatever I saw from reference because I was comfortable with the pen, I was comfortable with taking my time, patience was a huge thing, and I was comfortable with drawing, like understanding proportions and all that stuff. I practiced those through fundamentals, literally boxes and cylinders, but it was applicable to reference drawing, not the other way around. Getting better at reference drawing does not make you better at fundamentals, but very clearly, from my experience, getting better at fundamentals 100% improves your ability to draw from reference if that's something you care about. That doesn't mean you have to do what I do. I want to stress because I know many people will not be like me and only practice fundamentals. But if you are like me, or you tend to be like me, or you are someone who wants to get into art and you can resonate with a lot with what I'm saying. A lot of this channel will just be if you resonate with me or not. The things I say resonate with you or not, right? I want to stress out, like, I don't think I'm the end all be all. I think I'm better than you, but I don't think I'm the end all be all. So if what I say resonates with you, great. Kim Jong-il says this. He had, rest in peace. But Kim Jong-il had this quote where he said, when you're learning art, absorb everything you can and then disregard what isn't useful. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what it says. If parts of what I say resonate with you, please feel free to obviously think about that. But if other parts you're like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, I don't understand it that way, tell me to fuck off. Literally, actually, please don't just like my video. I would actually say like my video because I challenge your way of thinking. Helps your brain expand. But yeah, like it's every pick up what you can, pick up what makes sense to you, and disregard what doesn't. But I would genuinely say that drawing, or specifically practicing fundamentals, 100% improve my reference drawing. If that's something that you thought about, where you're like, oh, should I draw more for reference to get better drawing for reference? No, draw for reference to have fun. Draw for reference for whatever reason you want to draw for reference. But know that improving your fundamentals will always, that's the basis, right? That's the base. It's like if you get better, if I don't know, it's gonna be a shit example, but if somebody who plays basketball, right, um gets better at, I don't know, running laps or some shit, right, they're gonna be better in their stamina when it comes to the actual game, right? Playing more games won't make them better at running laps, but running laps will make them better at playing games. I don't know if that's a shit analogy or not. Probably doesn't make any sense, but it applies to this, right? Working on your lines, drawing only with pen, focusing a lot of fundamentals will improve your reference drawing, but literally drawing from reference won't improve your understanding of spatial awareness, 3D space. That is the basis. That is literally what Kim Jong-un states. Bro, I'm gonna save this ramble for like my other videos because there's so much I want to talk about when it comes to art. Let's just focus on this for now. I think it's probably 15 to 20 minutes in. I just haven't said anything of substance. So welcome to my channel, Art Progress. I'm going to be great. Anyways, Goku, decent. Uh, I mean, I respect all the art that I've done, but obviously I'm at a higher skill level now, so I can just say garbage and move on. So garbage, and let's move on. Let's see. And then we got this. This is Makarov. I'm a huge Fairy Tail fan. That probably incited a lot of rage boners all throughout the audience, right? Perhaps people are already bringing up the pitchforks and ready to shank me in the head. Should I edit that out? That was a shit joke. No, they must know I make shit jokes. I have to be authentic. Authenticity gets views, which gets money. Yes, I will leave that in. No, but anyways, fucking retarded joke aside. Yeah, I was really tryharding there. God damn it. No, I love Makarov. I genuinely, this is such a sick scene. This is obviously the scene where he tells Jose to kneel. God, Phantom Lord arc was so fucking good. People can shit on Fairy Tail all they want. I will 100% acknowledge it. Me and my friend discussed it, and we agreed that Fairy Tail is the best 7 out of 10 anime, obviously, in our opinion. But the huge knockers are fucking garbage, unnecessary fan service, so much wasted potential, one shots, fucking knock 'em out bullshit garbage. And then yeah, like lots of, he's so good at setup, but then he just always he fucks it up, and he definitely didn't plan it out with Fairy Tail. Hiro Mashima, the manga, specifically stated that, oh, I didn't really plan anything with Fairy Tail when the manga ended, and all of us were like, yeah, bro, we know, we're very well aware. But I'll always be of the opinion, original anime, the original 175 episodes that aired with Studio Satellite, with Pony Canyon as, I believe, the sound people, right, the copyright music, whatever, they were the goats. Bridge fucked it all up with the art style, and with especially like they just didn't, the art just wasn't as good, the animation purely just wasn't as good, right? And the director changed. The director wasn't able to get the intensity out of the voice actors either. Think about, if any of you watch Fairy Tail, I don't know how many people are gonna watch Fairy Tail who watch Fairy Tail, because that's supposedly an old anime now, I guess, right? It came out 2006 or some shit. But those of you who watch Fairy Tail, please, objectively, you must listen to this factual opinion, okay? The voice acting was just 10 times better in the original. The art was 10 times better than in the original 175 episodes. Our animation popped off when it needed to, and it looked fucking amazing. Watch an AMV called We Are Fairy Tail AMV or ASMV or whatever. You will see what I mean. That's based on the original 175. It's god tier. The music was great. The sound design was amazing. Sound design is actually one of Fairy Tail's strengths. I genuinely think Fairy Tail is a master of hype. No other show apart from Attack on Titan has mastered that for me. This is partly due to probably the fact that I watched it as a 16-year-old. So obviously it was one of the first few anime that I watched, like a shonen anime that had that level, but nothing has matched it. Literally nothing has matched it, apart from Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling, the voice actor went off on the same level of Natsu's voice actor in the OG Fairy Tail directed 175. But either way, sick drawing, or sick scene. Loved this scene. Phantom Lord arc was fucking amazing. Makarov saying we're starting a war with Fairy Law playing in the background made me nut 8 times over. And yeah, I mean, I drew this in my mixed math class in grade 10. Oh no, then maybe in grade 10, grade 11. In grade 11, yeah, I drew this in my mixed math class in grade 11. I don't fucking know, bro. It's been too long. uh, Hajime no Ippo, right? Again, I drew this shit in my advanced calculus class, I believe so, or just normal calculus. I don't fucking know, but yeah. Again, everything looks so off, but you can see that I had an affinity for art. There might be people who say you were always good at art. No, I was just very patient, and I was very patient with observing what I was looking at, and I was very patient with putting down what I was looking at. I want you to know that everything I've shown you right now took at least 40 minutes to an hour. All right. Again, look, and you see how messy and scratchy and unconfident like the lines are, right? And this is done with pencil as well, right? And I'm sure there was a decent amount of racing or a little bit of racing that goes on in these drawings as well, especially with the Makarov drawing. I knew I'd redid that hand a bunch of times, but no, I was not one of those kids, quote unquote, naturally good at art. I don't think talent exists to the degree people believe it does. I think people have affinities, and some people have affinities in a particular subset of meta skills, which allow them to get better, right, or allow them to prosper in a particular skill. So, for example, in art, a child might be born with an affinity to observe things slightly better or be patient when or be a bit more patient, i.e. me. I was a bit more observant when I was looking at these, and I focused a bit more, and I was just patient with putting it down, right? That doesn't mean I was good, because I didn't have any other skills that really helped with art, right? I didn't have a steady hand. I did not have confident lines. I literally drew like this, and I would turn the paper around and all that shit. But I had those two things, which made it seem like you are good at art. Uh, Other kids who seem to be a quote unquote insane talent are just those who have an affinity towards observation, have a steady hand, a better affinity towards observation, a steady hand, right? And obviously, you get positive feedback as a kid, so they want to do it more and more and more, right? And there's that as well. But yeah, I don't believe talent extends to the ex- talent exists to the extent that people say it does. Yes, I think I'm getting worse at speaking as time goes on. I'm sure everybody loves listening to such a boring, droll NPC background voice. Fucking my own voice drowns out in conversations with my friends. I highly doubt people are gonna be listening to what I'm talking about. There was a point where I was really into epic faces. I still am. One of my biggest things is I want to really get good at quote unquote epic expressions. Those of you who read a lot of manga or watch a lot of anime will know what epic means in that sense. Like what I'm trying to convey, you'll probably see what I mean. Like the veins, the angry eyes, the fucking intense expressions. This is obviously nowhere near what things like Fairy Tail had done, Attack on Titan has done, right? Solo Leveling, Berserk, what else? One Punch Man. Like that's essentially the sense of epic expressions that I'm trying to give about, right? Just pure unadulterated rage. I was so into that shit. I still I still definitely am. But obviously, when you're young, the hormones flood you with like a let's fucking go. Except back then, it was just like there was no let's fucking go to channel that feeling through. So yeah, this was just an imagination attempt, right? Same with this. That was also an imagination attempt, but I know it's just based off of like I just know the basic symbols for what these quote unquote angry faces look like. But yeah, there's this, there's this. Oh, this some of the shit is so cringe because like I was like, I this is taken from a picture that I saw, a very well detailed shaded, essentially rendering of anatomy that I saw for a body on Google, and then the rest again, like you'll see literally like same face syndrome in that regard because I was just so obsessed. This is literally a sort of expression that Natsu makes. I think this is from one of his expressions, and when he was fighting Jalal. Obviously, it's much better when he's fighting Jalal, and it's actually animated. But yeah, this is just what I was into, and again, you'll see the skill was decent, right? I think this is all through high school, so I think I'm in grade 12 at this point, right? And yeah, I can hear you want to repeat that whole, yeah, so epic, so cringe. I remember when I did this, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, this is so crazy. And oh, this I drew, um, this Titan from Attack on Titan. Honestly, don't want to say anymore. I do feel as if Attack on Titan is large enough that people would know what this Titan is. But at the same time, oh yeah, oh this is when I started dating them because this is when I was like, okay, I think I kind of remember when this was. So mid 2014, yeah, I was still in grade 11, and this is again like I just decided to draw this. I think I was having the same competition with that same friend. I'll probably mention this friend a lot. I've known him since I was 12. He's my boy. He's my brother. But is this still recording? It still is recording. God, I'm so fucking paranoid. But I think it looks pretty decent. His face is a bit too wide, but it kind of looks like an elf. My other friend did point that out. But overall, like you can tell, it was okay. And my shading was always pretty okay, right? Like just general understanding. Again, I liked it. And I want you to know, it has to be. It's important to note that this is just sporadically drawing. This is my baseline ability. That's basically what it is. There's actually a couple more drawings. There's a few more drawings that I don't have in this progress thing that I think would have been good to show, but I'm too fucking lazy to get that now, and this is all I have, so it's whatever. Uh, like at the end of the day, there's gonna be, you as the audience will see so many more of my drawings and attempts, and especially failures. I expect a lot of failures. It's the only way I'm gonna grow. But that these drawings won't really mean anything in the long term. But yeah, that's Attack on Titan. I'm not gonna spoil anything because even though it's big, like I won't spoil anything. Like I hate spoilers, right? So if you, the one member, spoils anything Attack on Titan related, I will personally shake your hand with cum. It'll be full of cum. I think people are gonna get very turned off from my jizz jokes. To be honest, that's just like it's like Chandler, right, where he makes a lot of nervous jokes. I just default to jizz. There's something there. I think my girlfriend's gonna be worried. You know, perhaps I swing both ways. Perhaps I swing 8 ways. You'll never know. Soon you'll know fear. Oh shit! I just noticed this says my name. Oh god, I just realized this shit says my name. I'm gonna have to censor that. I hope I can censor it. Oh god. Oh, why the fuck did I put my name? I'm literally. Okay. I can't do anything about that. That's my friend that I drew. I was high when I drew this back then, and yeah, that's all there is. It's a fucking stupid ass picture. There's nothing there of value. Oh, again, I love epic faces. I love fairy tale. Right. This Natsu saying we're starting a war in the manga. It was really nice. Really, bro. I'm actually like I don't know why the fuck I put my face. Why I put my name there? Well, I guess I never thought I would be starting a YouTube channel, but I guess I'm just gonna be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping that the editing software I use will be able to edit that or block that. So, anyways, yeah, it's cool. I'm such a fucking shit commentator. Yeah, this is very nice. Okay, just drawing, there's lines. But yeah, again, like we're starting a war. He says that as well, right? So this was really cool. But this shit took me like an hour a while. And I remember I showed this to some guy that in high school. I wasn't even friends with, just some dude I knew. And because I was showing it to my other friend, and he showed it to that guy, and he's like, "Well, yo, what do you think?" That guy was actually pretty decent at it. He had a much higher baseline ability than I did, right? So he looked at it, and I showed it, and he saw the reference, and he's like, "This is off. That's off. Forehead's too big. The fucking eyes are off. The chin is a bit too small. Like you got this wrong. The lines are unconfident." And I'm just like, "I'm fucking 16, 17. I don't know how to take feedback, especially when it's critical." So I was like, "Okay." I'd still beat the shit out of him if he said that now, though. But you know, I have gained a lot of humility. Oh, yeah. See, like I was okay with shading, but this is obviously a very iconic scene from One Punch Man, right? I keep seeing my name and it pisses me off because I'm trying to remain anonymous or relatively anonymous. But yeah, I'll finish you with just one punch. I mean, that's pretty nice. I put this on Reddit. I got 3 upvotes. I was so sad. Back in 2015. This shit took me so long. It took me 2 hours, bro. So sad. But yeah, this was nice. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is like you'll see, I didn't. Oh, this is all quote unquote natural ability, but I hope the time span lets you know exactly that it's not that impressive, right? And that isn't to say that yeah, like I didn't enjoy it and I didn't have some ability, but I don't want people to think that I was someone who already had the ability to draw great and then I just became much greater. The whole point of this channel is watch me become great, not greater. So yeah, this is a baseline ability, but this took at least 2 hours to do. And if I did this now, this probably wouldn't even take me half an hour, right? Also, I don't draw this big anymore. I used to really like drawing big, as you can see from all the pages. This is A4 paper, right? I really used to like drawing big. It was more impactful. And right, funny enough, I'm kind of the opposite now. I draw a bit more small, and drawing big is as big as a skill in of itself. So that's something I'll be probably reworking towards as I continue throughout this channel. And just there's a million ways to grow in art. That's the beauty of it, right? I'm literally restricting myself to one type of medium, like brush pen and a couple other fine liners, right? I have a black version of this, but a bunch of fine liners and brush pen. That's essentially what I'm limiting myself to. But there's pencil crayons, there's charcoal, there's paint, there's different types of paint, there's watercolor, there's different types of brushes, there's digital. So that's the beauty of art. Everything's a skill. That's really what I want to showcase in my art channel, in this channel, the progress is that everything is a skill. No matter how good I get, there's still a million skills I wouldn't have accumulated because art is infinite and it can expand in infinite ways. And I hope that was really deep and it made you really think about life. At the very least, if it did, please donate to my Patreon. I'm probably going to open a Patreon which will offer no value whatsoever because I don't think I'm good enough to teach anybody anything. But if you feel pity for me and you want me to become financially free, then please do give me all your money, your life savings. It'll be used towards cryptocurrency and gambling. Basically the same thing. But yeah, support me and I will do nothing for you. This is All Might. I have one more of All Might, but yeah, you see, there's a huge gap. That was 2014. This is early 2019 because I was like, oh, I haven't drawn in a while, bro. That's the thing. I always wanted to fucking draw, but I'm sure a lot of you, or some of you, or anybody can relate that we all have something that we want to do that's inside of us. We're like, this is my calling, or this is something I really want to do, or like, god damn, bro, I wish I could do this. If I had time, make time, find time, do it. Okay, because it's all about time management. I work from home, and I work for 6 to 7 hours a day, and then I work out for 2 hours, 4 days a week during Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I practice piano 5 days a week for an hour. I practice art 5 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week for an hour, and I stretch for an hour every night before I sleep. And I spend 2 hours eating because I'm on a bulk. So, and on top of that, I get 8 hours of sleep. So it's really just time management, right? I'm not saying this is who you have to be, but I'm saying that I was someone who could not do any of this at all. But just spazzing out at the gym and just sticking to that for a long time, I was able to finally, after 7 years, transfer that level of discipline and dedication towards other skills. So, a long-winded way of saying, please don't let that feeling that you've been feeling inside of you to accomplish or pursue anything that you have thought of as like, damn, I think that's something I'd like to do or look into. Don't let yourself stop you in terms of just starting, and please don't let failure stop you. Failure, I genuinely want anybody who watches through this video specifically, because I'm not going to keep repeating the same shit, although I probably will because I ramble, but I don't want anyone to feel as if failure is negative. Failure is the best thing that can happen to you because it is a lesson. These are everything I'm looking at right here. These are lessons. I didn't learn any lessons when I was going through this, but these are lessons to me now, looking back as someone who's much more skilled than what this display is. And every failure you'll see in my videos are going to be good things. I'm gonna meme and bitch and joke and be like, oh fuck, goddamn it, I messed up. But innately, I know that it's a good thing. And if you don't believe me saying this because I'm just some random fucker on the internet, please listen to all the greats and all the people who have accomplished something. They say the same thing, right? I'm just someone parroting what people much smarter and much more accomplished than me are saying, whether it be in the domain of art or productivity or self-improvement. I'm not in any of those, I guess, skill sets or fields, but I've really internalized and I've been practicing them to the ability that, or to the level I've just explained when it comes to my schedule for the past 2 years. So we really are our own blocker, and it's all slow and steady. Everything I just mentioned to you that I do on a daily basis didn't start off that way. It was one at a time. I did art. Like it was at first it was just making sure my lifting and diet was good for 7 years. Then I got jacked because of that, and then after that it was like, okay, art. Then I did art for an hour for a year straight. Then I was like, okay, now let's add piano. Now I've been doing piano for almost 10 months straight, right? And the stretching routine was over the course of 3 years. So, and I started at 10 minutes a day, and now I'm at 45 minutes, right? And I have like a full-fledged stretching routine for nearly every muscle group. So it's really slow and steady. The biggest thing, like I actually talked to my piano teacher about this, right? He's like, just do chords for 10 minutes a day, like practice technique, chords, arpeggios, what's it called? And like block chords, solid chords, arpeggios, and scales, right? He said, do that, one of those for 10 minutes a day. And I thought about it. I'm like, 10 minutes a day is literally 30 hours a year. Something, I believe so. Yeah, I believe 10 minutes a day is 30 hours a year or 60 hours a year. But the point is, from something inconsequential, something great can compound, right? That's also the point of my channel, is the fact that you'll see my daily videos, or not daily, but you'll see a lot of videos consistently, and it'll be like, bro, this guy isn't making shit for progress. This is the same shit as 2 weeks ago. He's just slightly better. But over the course of 3, 4, 5 years, the intent and the point will be, oh wow, if you look at 2027 and what he's doing, and oh my god, his reference drawing and his imagination drawing and his designs are so much more clear and have intent, or so much better. Like, how does he do it? I want this video and the subsequent next 100 videos to be the hallmark of, oh, it's because he started from absolute garbaggio, from shite. With that wonderful, I'm taking pauses because I'm checking if it's still recording, if the quality is good. But with that wonderful tangent aside, All Might, epic. As you can see, I love epic shit. I love this scene. It was so good. God damn, it was so good in the manga, right? I honestly think the manga did it better. very pretentious and very obvious thing to say from a manga reader because I started as a manga reader specifically with the series. Anime did an incredible job, but I think sometimes just the first impression we have of any given story is usually the strongest impression, right? It's pretty difficult to change that. Like I had that with Mob Psycho as well. I love the Mob Psycho manga. I also didn't like how they censored some things, and was it the Mogami arc, right? The dream one. I didn't like how they censor some things. I know a lot of, and there's always going to be dissent. Some manga readers be like, no, it's not better. Other manga readers be like, oh, it is better. You're just hating. Anime readers be like, who cares? Ours is better. Blah blah blah. I just think they're all worthless human beings. So that's my opinion on it. Right? Stop fighting over anime titties. But this was something I tried doing from imagination. I was like, I give up. No more comment. Just whatever the fuck. Maybe I will revisit that at one point. Right? Maybe I'll revisit this. Oh, I play Smash and Villagers my main, so I tried doing like a. This says what is it? Something metal, hope, something rock, something. I don't fucking know. I can't read. I literally Robo Rock, Robo Rick. What the fuck is this? Robo Dinosaur? What the fuck? Bro, I have no idea. I can't read my own goddamn handwriting. Either way, this was another attempt at imagination, but it was garbage. So, yeah. I'm gonna put this shit away. And what is this? Oh yeah, another attempt at imagination. But, should I even censor out my name? Doesn't matter. Does it really matter? People are gonna look me up. I wonder what will even come up if you search me up. Anyways, it's not like anybody can see my face. I don't have it linked to any of my socials either. Who's gonna watch this? Everything's also privated too, so it's not as if you can just randomly. Yeah, maybe it's not okay. I wanted to censor my name, but to those of you who most likely can't read this name, yes, it's a South Indian name. I'm Tamil. That says whatever the fuck. I don't care anymore, bro. Just kill me. Too much work to edit. I'm very lazy. This is gonna be the laziest channel alive, and all my videos will probably have some nice piano music in the background, or like Pokemon music, or whatever. You know, Pokemon music, Zelda music, if it's able to not be copyrighted. Otherwise, just royalty-free piano music, classical, some shit like that. Right? Because I do like piano. I'm learning piano. It's very nice, but. Imagination. This was really like honestly think the composition here. If I revisited this when I'm much more skilled, I genuinely think I could do something pretty sick with this. Because the idea of the whole energy and like I just think this pose is really cool. Even now looking at it, I think the idea I had going. I didn't have the skill to execute it, but I genuinely think the idea here is sick. And I think 5-10 years from now, when my ability to draw figures and other forms like energy and all that stuff and shading is much more dynamic and more detailed and more fundamentally solid, then maybe it could be something that's in a different perspective, right? Maybe it'll be a top-down perspective. Maybe it'll be very foreshortened, whether it's this way or this way, right? Maybe we'll be looking at his head. I don't fucking know, but this is really cool. I definitely will come back to this at one point, now that I think about it. And this was essentially, I tried drawing a character from imagination, but I have a poster from Zelda Twilight Princess from Fan Expo, and I probably just outed the general area that I'm in. But I have a poster from Fan Expo 2018, I believe, and it was Link and Twilight Princess, and I just kind of draw, and the face is all from imagination, but I basically everything else, like, and a lot of other things are from imagination too. This honestly doesn't make any sense. Like the shading is all bullshit. But let's just checking if it's recording again. But this was basically just based off that poster. Obviously trying to do it in pencil, but I don't really have anything to say about this. I think it looks cool. I think it looks interesting. I think the shading is nice in the sense that it looks interesting and unique. But apart from that, I don't know. It's hard to comment on your old art when you don't care for it that much anymore. I know some people really hold it in high regard or have sentimental value. I mean, I do have sentimental value, but it's not so large. Some more than others. As you've seen, I've talked more about others, which were tangents, and then I've talked less. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna shit on it. It's pretty cool. I'm sure you're all waiting for the part where you're like, when does this art get good? Patience. We are still in early 2020. Don't you understand? This was another thing. Me and my friend decided to draw something from my imagination. I, at this point, was just like, in early 2020, this is when I tried drawing art. Like, this is when I tried Drawbox, but I gave up because I was like, I don't care. Right? I just didn't have the discipline. That was it. That's all I can say. I didn't have the discipline. I literally did their line practices for, where you draw straight lines. I did that for literally 4 days, and I'm like, I'm not getting better, and I gave up. It was pathetic, to be honest. It was absolutely pathetic. So, yeah, but this was during that period. Yeah, I mean, the character looks pretty cool. My friend really liked it. Like, that's a really cool design. for imagination. At the end of the day, it's just a dude with a mustache, jacked, and he kind of looks like a troll or an elf or whatever the hell. I don't know. Yeah, an elf. He's got that thingy, right? So it's not bad. It's actually pretty interesting. Maybe I'll revisit this as well. I might revisit some of these when I get better, right? And I know that's the thing artists say, like, don't fall into that trap. Don't do it when you get better. Do it now, and then do it again when you're better again. No, fuck you. Suck my dick. I'll do it when I'm better. I'll fucking learn how I want. Don't tell me what to do. But on that positive note, oh, that's my friends. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of my friends art in here randomly, but that was his imagination thing. I don't want to out him. Oh yeah, this is also a Drawbox time, and I was like, let me draw from imagination. This shit is so stupid. My parents, like, I was trying to do perspective, and again, this is when I was drawing from the shoulder, and I was doing a fine liner, but like, there's just, it was this, I was high as shit when I did this too, so it's just chaotic, right? It started out with this, and then like she's like some drunk random lady. There's like little shit going on here. This guy's taking a piss, and he's like, Soiton Surya don no jutsu. I don't know if that's a water jutsu, but I just thought it was funny. It's like Goku, and he's doing a Kamehameha. This guy's doing a sneak attack, and it's like a bow and arrow, and it's flying up at her, right? Yeah, August. This is whatever. Just like, I guess this guy's just praying Om. This guy's like drilling into the ground, trying to fuck with her. This guy's like a whip and chains. This guy's shooting some laser thing at her. I will say this is actually very creative. This is like some flamethrower guy who's just jacked for some reason. This guy's shooting some cannon. This guy's wearing some like little. He's like a samurai, right? Oh my wa moshinderu. Yeah, yeah, because he's got the little the wooden sandals and the sword. What else is there? This guy's like some random gun. This is some random thing. I don't even know what the hell this is. Maybe some Native American inspired shield design. What else is that? This guy's just playing DS, the new 3DS XL, to be known. This guy's like doing a sneak attack here. I think this guy's facing the this guy's facing the wrong way. I remember this. I drew him facing the wrong way because I thought it'd be funny. There's just a gun attached to the wall that's shooting her. There's like cannons out the wall trying to shoot her. What else? This is like a big giant wormhole death cannon, I guess. Right? Yeah, this guy's sneak attacking. Already said that. Oh, and this one's fun, hilarious. It says Swiss, as in suicide, as the fucking suicide cannon. There's a fucking guy with the Hitler stash, and he shoots him out. And it's like here, and look, I don't know if you can see it, but his face is really sad. It's like a really tiny smiley face. And it said BTFO, like blown the fuck out. I think that was an acronym that was used. To be like, I don't know, like go fuck yourself. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate this drawing. Actually, now that I go through it, it's very funny, and I do understand where like what my mom, my sister are like. It's so creative. It is pretty creative. I don't mind me. I'm just checking if it's recording again. I won't lie. I really hope this is recording, bro. I don't know. No, it's definitely recording. Yeah, it's definitely recording. Okay. Because there's a stop icon, there's the fucking pause. So yeah, it's definitely recording. I just hope the phone doesn't die. I wonder how much battery a video of this length will take, because I'll be recording for an hour roughly every time. Hope my phone can handle it. And let's move on. I have a decent amount more, but I think we're finally gonna start getting to decent drawings. This is just some random shit. I'm not even gonna talk about this. Lost motivation and creativity. GG Nori, August 2nd, 2022. My initials, random doodles. Right. This is all you need to know. Like, just bullshit. Just bullshit. I didn't have the skill set. Right. I thought those random doodle cities would help me. I just ended up doing a guy with a fucking ball sack for a chin. Right. Devil, whatever. Again, August 4th. Nothing really to say here. I will keep it on the screen for a few seconds if you want to look at it, but I personally don't have anything to say. Cool, interesting, whatever. Maybe I should be more appreciative and say something more positive, but whatever. Oh, yes, there you go. 2022, a month into drawing. The King's Guard. This is when me and my friend, I'd meet up with him a lot. Same friend, by the way. I'd meet up with him a lot during weekends, and we'd just do drawing prompts. That was on the, I believe it was the one provided by the Art Fundamentals, like Drawbox website. I think he had a prompt, and we used that. So this one was the King's Guard, and this was all of these I think are from imagination, or we used reference in the sense that we looked up. Like we weren't allowed to. We had to look up multiple references. So maybe the hairstyle was a reference, right? And maybe like the clothes. I looked up something to get a reference, but you can see like still very shoddy because I'm just starting. Like I'm literally just starting. Do not expect significant progress. You're about to see that progress is like this, right? It's a bell curve. So you won't see the growth until you've put at least half a year in my opinion, right? Or the equivalent of half a year in, whatever that is. I drew for an hour a day, mostly every day, so half a year in for that. But whatever, like let's just say the hours you put in, that's where the exponential growth will shine. But yeah, this was a pretty cool design. Again, I think some of these I'll revisit, but this looks pretty cool. And again, still like the angry epic faces, right? I still like that stuff. This was a reference drawing, Dio, right? Oh, and I want to note, because I haven't said, because now that we're actually getting the drawings that I'm doing properly again, this took around, I believe, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. This took around 55 minutes ish. Yeah, December 14th, unfinished, 2022 still, right? Dio, obviously, good old road roller man, Rodorola man, and it's nice. But again, like if I drew this now, it'd be 10 times better. And again, I wouldn't draw so big now, too. A lot of detail can be lost, or maybe it isn't lost. I don't know, right? I don't know where my skill set lies in that regard when it comes to drawing this big. But yeah, I think this was pretty cool. But obviously, the hands are fucked, the legs are fucked, right? I was just starting to think about perspective, but even then, it's nowhere near the intuitiveness that, again, Artwad, shill, Artwad exponentially improved my intuition for spatial reasoning. And their exercises are genuinely very fun, creative, and you can take them past what they showcase for you. Please, if you're a beginner, and if you're a beginner who isn't going to bitch about doing fundamentals and actually wants to put in the work to get better at being technically proficient, Artwad. Look, watch the Proco video, right? Type in Proco, 6 steps drawing from imagination, some shit like that, right? Antonio will literally make you come everywhere from the way he explains how to get good at art, and like, yeah, follow them on everything. Fucking do like sign up for a freemium, because you don't have to commit. You can just sign up for a freemium thing, and I would genuinely suggest it. It is fucking amazing. But shilling aside, give me money, Antonio. Yeah, this took around 55 minutes. Pretty cool, right? About a month into art, right? This is, again, her tits are completely off, right? Oh, and I'm sure people will dislike me a lot. I'm almost certain, just because I speak very crassly. I'm just a 27-year-old male. That's already a trigger warning for 90% of people who use the internet. But I do have brown skin, so please do note, I'm also a minority, just like you, for real. And again, this was the prompt: a musician warrior with instrument, weapons, unfinished. This was like, I took references from a bunch of different things, like faces, right? I think the faces were like, um, not like, I think they were Loomis faces or something along the lines of that, like stylized to be that way, right? It was different ways to stylize female faces. Comic book faces. There were different examples of comic book female faces, so I just kind of combined the different examples that they showed into one. This is literally like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? But and like her ass is just unnecessarily like, what the fuck is this, bro? You literally just put a basketball there. But yeah, instrument weapons. I gave her a recorder. For those of you from Canada, we all remember the recorder and hot cross buns. This is Aladdin from Sinbad. I was high as shit, and again, doing it with my friend, I could not draw this. This shit took me. This face took me like half an hour. It was so painful. You can't focus. Fuck that shit, bro. Don't ever draw while high. If you could do it, congrats. But like, I rarely smoke weed nowadays. Let it be known, you were speaking to a former addict. That was pretty bad, but now I'm pretty good. Maybe like once or twice a month. I'm trying to cut that down too. Right? Watch me become sober as well as I continue this channel. But I'm a lot better. It's been fucking 4 years since I drastically reduced, and I'm happy for myself. And on that note, wow, I didn't expect to open up to my audience so soon. I thought I'd have like a Q&A, and they'd be like, why are you gay? And I'd be like, who says I'm gay? And they'd be like, oh my god, he's so relatable. But apart from that, Devil King, another one. This one is like an hour and a half, right? Maybe 2 hours. I actually really like this one. This time I'm definitely revisiting them when I get this again, when I get better. But yeah, again, that pause was because I'm checking if it's recording. Hopefully I'll get better at not doing that stupid shit as I continue to get more comfortable speaking and all that good stuff. But yes, this was pretty cool. What else can I say? That was like a nice inspiration I got there, like all the little eyes, the fingers, all that stuff. This face I literally got because I googled devil face, and I saw this and I literally copied it. 100%. So yeah, this one's really cool. Took a lot of time, but again, 2 hours. Let it be known. People. I think artists tend to just be like, "Ha, this is just a small little sketch," and I think the word sketch has been completely fucking just bastardized, because you'll have artists like Karl Kapinski be like, just a sketch, guys, and he draws it for 45 minutes. Sure, I think in 45 minutes can be a sketch, but he's so high level, he's so absolutely high level in terms of his skill that shit looks like it could take somebody 4 hours, right? So a lot of people get demotivated. I'm not saying that he should stop calling them sketches. I'm just saying there's also artists who draw something for 2.5 hours and they're like, look at my sketch. And I'm like, that's not a fucking sketch. That's just something you worked on for 2.5 hours, right? This is a sketch. This is Roland. This is January 24th. It's been 2 months now. This one I realized I was getting better at just making more confident lines. I still wasn't confident enough to draw pen only when drawing from reference. That was delegated purely just to my practice. But again, this is all pre-art wad. I want to make it very clear. Pre-art wad and post-art wad. You're all about to see a huge improvement purely because how well done the art wad basics was it the beginner basics course program is or whatever, right? Like, watch that video. You will see why I got better. Because right now it's just I'm getting better purely because I'm just drawing every day, and yeah, I'm focusing on fundamentals from the drawbox method. In my opinion, subpar compared to Arwad. Not even being a dick, uncomfortable or Irshad. It's just you explain uncomfortable, and drawbox explains perspective very well, but the application is just not there, and that's why Arwad shines. You know, in my opinion. In my opinion. In my opinion. In my opinion. You fucking all happy now because I said my opinion, but either way, yeah, this was pretty cool. I drew this in like 25 minutes, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm getting better. It's relatively accurate to the reference, and it wasn't that difficult. And I drew this for shits and giggles, right? And it looks kind of interesting, kind of cool in my opinion. So I was like, all right, cool. I drew this when we were at my friend's place. You'll see again, like I stopped doing as many reference drawings because I was just purely focusing on more fundamentals. But again, you have to note that these are all the reference drawings I really ever did. Maybe there's 5 or 6 more, maybe. And I also drew a lot. I also had like I have a lot of friends, and like I'm probably the only person ever bitch about having a social life, but I fucking see them too much like every weekend, and I have like 2 different friend groups too, so it's a hassle. Not complaining, but I am complaining. You guys wish you weren't me, but yeah, no, I was at a friend's place and we were just drawing. We decided to draw this Kamisen in Roshi's jacked form. This was pretty good. This was the first time I drew from pen when it came to drawing from reference, and I was like, oh shit, it's not as hard, even though it's pretty fucking scary, but it's not as hard. And I managed to continue. I think I had some colors back then, so I just used those, but I don't color. That's a skill I'm going to pick up way down the line when my base art ability is just very, very stellar. But yeah, I think this looks really cool. Yeah, and I like how I done the shading, because that's pencil too. It contrasts nicely. Oh, bro, I don't want to fucking talk about this. Yeah, this prompt. The creature has lived in this library for centuries. Look at the fucking timeline. January 21st, and then I worked on the 29th, and then I worked on December 5th. This took me literally... Yeah, this took me 3 weeks. It was so painful. And this was Drawbox's 50% thing, like draw from reference, right? And I didn't even finish it, but this was all like some reference, some imagination, right? Like horns were from imagination. I looked at a couple owl faces and I drew it, right, in its own perspective, right? This right here was from imagination. I think this idea is really cool because it's basically like an owl creature, right? Has wings here, has some scales here, has like a fucking mechanical arm, and there's like ribs and shit coming out. Has a cloak, right? Has an energy thing coming out of this mechanical arm thing. Like it's basically, I guess that's like a fucking plasma can or something. Really, really cool creative idea, and honestly, I think so. But this took so long. I really like the owl's expression as well. It looks very somber or forlorn, right? Like this owl has been here for centuries. It's seen shit. Maybe it's tired. Maybe it's just done with everything, or maybe this is just what the face of a very wizened creature looks like, right? Just fatigued, just kind of going through the motions. But again, what's the story behind this? I think this I should definitely revisit when I'm skilled enough, for sure. Yeah, that's it. And this again was in March. I didn't date this. Oh, I guess it was still in January. So I guess still in January. Yeah, I was at my friend's house again. Drew All Might. I love this scene. This is another scene where he says, "I'm here." I love this shit. This is when I realized I was actually getting a lot better at drawing from reference, because it was just one of those things where this shit didn't feel that difficult to me. And then I was like, oh, let me see if I can draw a dog. So I drew a tiny dog and I drew a big dog. Little fucker, big fucker. Funny enough, this is how you know I've always been like this, because I've been making this emoji, which is the fucking icon for this channel, right? This is literally my little logo. I've been making this since I was a kid, or I wasn't a kid when I made this here, because this was literally 2 years ago, or a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. This was January 6th last year, like mid-January, whatever the fuck, like early January. But the point is, this emoji is an OG. I didn't even mean to rhyme that. I'm just a god. But yeah, okay, let me, I guess, just be like, yeah, dog, nice shading, cool, nice, big fucker, little fucker. Anyways, nothing else to say about that. Really cool. I liked it a lot in the moment, but maybe I'm just getting tired of hearing my own voice, to be honest, more than anything. This was a reference that I saw on Pinterest that I drew. If I can find it, I'll obviously link all of these. I'll try to link everything as much as I can. God, this intro video is gonna be the biggest bitch to edit. And by edit I mean I'll just put background music, like I said, but edit in the sense that like finding all the references, because I do think references, providing references, that's something that pisses me off when I watch other artists. Is like they don't credit things, they don't reference things, and then they, and I'm like, bro, like what's just reference it, just reference it, you know. And some artists bitch about not being credited, and then they don't credit the music that they're using or credit the fucking background art that they use for some one thing, right? So no, don't be a hypocrite. So I will do my best, I will do my best. Maybe my best is that I will just give up and you'll have to deal with that fact, but I will do my best, that I can promise. But yeah, this is again, I said fuck it, I just started drawing from pen at that point. This is when I realized, oh, I can just draw from pen, and I can just take my time. Surprisingly, I drew this when I was fucking high, or like most of it, and then this defeat was afterwards. And you can see the perspective is a lot better, right? This is when I started. Oh, January 6th, 2024. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's been a very long time. So I think this was March 2023. Yeah, this was March 23, and then I didn't draw from reference for literally a year straight. I just draw artwad, and I also picked up the brush pen. This brush pen, I picked it up October or mid September. Mid September? Yeah, mid September of 2023. As you can see, it takes a long time because the lines are still very shit, but it takes a long time. But artwad, this is all because of artwad. Didn't draw from reference for literally almost a year. Drew it again. Look at this. I just did this, right? These are all permanent lines, one go essentially, and it looks pretty 3D. Not really 3D in my opinion. I think there's a lot of depth issues, but it looks pretty fucking decent. So yeah, and this is what I mean by artwad's practice. Oh yeah, I tried drawing fucking Spider-Man, Miles Morales, or the Spider-Man from that's life size right there. But I tried drawing, what is it, Spider-Man PS4, like the cover image. This is what I tried doing before, what I did before. But this is literally what I mean. These were the perspective exercises. And my penmanship's a lot better now, thankfully. But these are the perspective exercises. Like these are the perspective clusters that's involved in Artwad's beginner basics program, or like drawing basics or whatever the hell, right? And as well as probably their, I'm assuming their roadmap. But this is it. And yeah, this doing thousands of these in, or hundreds of thousands of these practicing lines in like very different unique formations, blah blah blah, as you can see, is what resulted in this. Let me repeat that. Me doing hundreds of these and thousands of these and trying to push myself in different combinations and being creative, because I was so focused on these and really just wanting to drill my perspective understanding, is what caused the comfortability, I guess, I think that's the word, and confidence of doing this. So please genuinely understand that, whoever's watching still, because at this point retention's probably gone to shit, but that is something that you have to note. Well, I said this in the beginning, but it is the repetition and the comfort with the material, as well as the intent in getting better at the fundamentals, that is going to result in even being able to do something like this. Nothing else. And if you don't believe me, just believe Antonio Artwad Stapert. I think I said his last name correctly. Okay, it's still recording. This was an attempt at drawing from live. These are my two friends playing chess, right? Obviously, literally first attempt at drawing from life, so it's fucking meh. But funny enough, my friend always ends up looking depressed, no matter what drawing or iteration that he's in. And I made him look so fucking I gave him like a hump. That's hilarious. His face looks fucking retarded. This is like completely shit and off perspective. He was vaping, so I give a nice little vape cloud smoke. You know, slowly killing himself. He's a test subject. But yeah. What else? Oh, and this is a tank that my friend had me draw. As you can see, at this point, I'm getting a lot better. This was March, right? So another couple months later, right? As you can see, I'm getting a lot better. He and again, I don't draw from reference. What you're seeing from now on is literally before as well, but especially now. These are the only times I drew from reference. So when you're seeing these jumps, understand it's purely because I'm practicing fundamentals, and I'm really practicing just spamming lines, ellipses, and all those clusters that you saw with the brush pen. So yeah. Because of that, my friend was like, "Oh, you're drawing like a lot of hard surface." He doesn't know it's called hard surface, but he's like, "You're drawing a lot of this shit," and here's a tank, right? So I unfinished, will probably remain unfinished, but as you can see, renders pretty nicely. It looks pretty okay. I think it looks pretty cool, right? And it looks pretty believable, so that's pretty cool. When was this? March 17th. Okay, so just a bit after. And this was a dragon that I drew partly from reference, partly from imagination. Other dragons that these are like Pinterest references. I don't know if I can be able to find these. Hopefully I've saved them. Yeah, practicing drawing like some hard surface. Nothing really thing. No, I tried drawing a face, but with pen it's difficult. I was just depressed. I tried drawing a bike. I gave up. Right. Tried drawing another bike. I gave up. Right. This is my friend's drawing. We were at a trip and we were like, why don't we draw while we're just dicking around, waiting to go out, right? So we did Transformers, we did Optimus Prime. Honestly, that's his. He obviously doesn't draw. He's someone who has baseline ability. I don't want to show his art. I don't want people to like that. That's just his work. I'm not gonna put that out there, even though it's out there now and you can pause and you can look at it and berate it and make comments. Sorry, my friend. I'm not really that sorry. Go fuck yourself. That's how I know we're bros. But this is his girlfriend's, right? She is someone who has a natural ability. She is someone I can say was a really strong affinity towards art. But at the same time, this was something that she did a lot as a kid. Like she's just really good at drawing from reference. I say just, but she's very good at drawing from reference, and she has very confident lines. Those two things are more than enough to take her to this level where she can just look at something. You'll notice the perspective is off here, perspective's kind of off here, right? Like she doesn't understand what she's drawing. She doesn't understand these shapes, right? In the sense that I do, or I began to at this point, but she can still draw it. You know, she has a pretty goddamn decent understanding of shapes, to be honest, right? And like shades, and like shades, and like shading, line work, all that stuff. Like but the thing is, for her, it's a lot of intuition. She doesn't really she won't be able to verbalize it to the ability that I will be verbalizing it throughout these videos or other professional artists, because we have the lexicon, right? We have the words, we have the means to give it meaning and to say this is what this is, right? And this is what it means. For her, it's a lot of it's intuition. But yeah, she's pretty good. And then this is when I realized like, oh, I can just draw now. It's unfortunate because like I don't care for any of my drawings. So this is in March, right? Like mid-March. I don't care for I don't care for any of my drawings. So I was just looking at if it's recording again. I'm just gonna be a fucking just constantly. But we're getting near the end actually. So it's getting there. I don't care for a lot of drawings. So you're gonna see like all the shit that we just doodled on the back. But I hope it can pick up that yes, like progress has been made. Because I drew this casually without thinking. I was just looking at the reference of Optimus and I was like, whatever. Like I wasn't even trying to be super accurate. I'm like, at the end of the day, I just started understanding intuitively. It's just shapes. It's just shapes and perspective. You know what I mean? So yeah, and like even the hand looks pretty decent, right? I didn't finish this. We went through it, and I was like, I don't care anymore. This took about like 25 minutes. This literally took 25 minutes. I want this to be something that showcases that look like this is progress. Whether you believe it to be progress or not, right? We'll see. Maybe go back to the beginning of the video and see the Goku I made, or even go back to when I first started my reference drawing in 2022 when I officially started practicing art, right? And I think you'll be able to notice the difference. But yeah, this took 25 to 30 minutes. So that's that. The back is just a bunch of random shit that we just drew. My friend at the time, but my girlfriend now, drew like all this random shit. It's just funny. It's derpy, right? I tried drawing flowers from perspective. That I think looks pretty decent. No, not perspective. I drew flowers from reference. May 19th. Oh, this was May. This was May. Yeah, that's when us doing this robot shit was. So this is May now, right? So again, I don't draw from reference at all. But again, it's because of all this. Oh, and as you can see, my clusters were getting more and more intense. This is what they're at now, right? But it's because of spamming this that I could just look at a reference of Optimus and do this. That's essentially what it is. This one doesn't really have any meaning. I was testing out a new pen, Bimoji pen, Feud, some shit like that. I think so. I don't know. I was just practicing drawing rocks from like real life drawing, whatever. A lot, pretty shit. You can see, like, again, if I don't have the skill for it, it's not going to be that good. And I'm still learning because now it's a new material, so I have to learn how to use the pen, and the lines are unconfident, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot to it, right? And then this is like, we were just chilling. And then this is months later. I just used the same page again. Tried drawing from life again. I drew a flower that was in front of me. We are literally chilling at, like, a lake shore. And then some flowers that I saw, I guess. Another flower, and then, like, a boat that was way off in the distance. Yeah. And then there's this bike, which took me 40 minutes. I drew this doing work. But yeah, this bike, this is pretty good. This took me 40 minutes. And this was only a couple months ago, actually. I think this was around August, September-ish, 2024. So yeah, I mean, I really started to understand shapes a bit more there, as you can see, right? So, and again, like my rendering doesn't really make sense probably, right? There's really no design. Design is something I'm gonna have to just work on over time, right? These are all skills at the end of the day. These are all meta skills, you know? So meta skills, not metal skills. But yeah, that's another. And then here's the fucking clickbait thumbnail that everybody's waiting for. Yeah, and this was March, funny enough, so this was like way back anyways, but this is just the nicest presentation I have, right? This thumbnail probably gonna be so shit anyways. It probably doesn't even mean anything. Like I feel as if because like it's so awkwardly placed that it's not going to be eye catching, and therefore no retention, and therefore no money. But just you wait, YouTube algorithm. Not only will I crack you, I will butt fuck you until I get money. But yeah, this is also when I realized like I can just draw from reference now, um, with pen, and it's casual, even if I'm not even trying or not really like thinking too hard about it. That's Hercule. That's Bulma. That's a picture of Snake. That's actually a. This is I saw this on Pinterest. This is somebody else's art that I just obviously put it in my interpretation in terms of like using a brush pen. But I think this was actually pretty cool. I fucked it up because like literally in the reference he's straight, but then like because I understand perspective, funny enough, I turned his face, but then I turned his body too, unintentionally, by the way. This is just because clearly I'm not amazing at drawing from reference, but I can make it believable now, right? So like I turned his body, you can see like even if the proportion's a bit off, it kind of makes sense, you know. And the brush pen kind of hides a lot of the flaws too because it's a very striking pen in general. And then this is yeah, that's Snake, and then this is Raiden, but I kind of made him like, and my friend said this is like, I made him into my own style. I tried like a different, just to change it a little bit in terms of style. This is also a reference that I saw on Pinterest. Pinterest. Fucking, I'm starting to speak faster and stutter now that time has gone on for long enough. Jesus Christ, I need to get work on that. I tend to speak very fast, but yeah, that's Raiden. And my friend was like, "You basically drew him like JoJo." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess this is a JoJo art style." But yeah, here's thumbnail. Ooh, this is progress, right? And from this point on, you will see essentially a lot of fundamentals practice. You'll see a lot like organic, hard surface, subtraction, addition. I'm just gonna read off the list. You'll see a lot of like perspective clusters, bending boxes and cylinders, single rounding, multiple rounding, single contour, contour manipulation, twisting boxes, stretching boxes and cylinders, multiple rounding. Oh no, I already said that shit. What else is there? A lot of figure mannequins. I'm going to be practicing a lot of the mannequinization of the figure. I've been working on that for the past half a year now. Hard surface addition and subtraction, as well as form wrapping. And then with organic, it's going to be a lot of apart from the single contour and contour manipulation, I'm going to have a whole observation section. Everything I'm reading off is literally just the beginner basics intro program or whatever at ArtWad. So as you continue to see me practice, if you're wondering where this all is coming from, please give them money so they don't strike this channel, and in return perhaps I will get money down the line, which in turn I can use to strike their channel. So please do go ahead and shill for them as I have consistently. And yeah, and I'm also going to be doing a lot of sketchbooking as well, or a lot more sketchbooking based on their sketchbooking course as well, right? And I'll be doing a lot of practice, like studying things and then practicing those things for imagination. That's all down the line. Obviously, the biggest thing with this YouTube channel is just to get the videos going, showcase my progress, get a nice format going, and then go from there. But yes, thank you for watching. I've essentially doxed myself at this point, even though I want to remain anonymous, but to pretend like I haven't, my name is Viggy as per channel purposes, and this is my art progress channel. Watch me become great. And as always, I say as always because this is going to be my nice little tagline now for the end of all my videos, most likely. But so as always, keep drawing and give me money. Oh no, shit. Keep drawing and please give me money. It's important to be polite. Thank you. Come again.